Diane in Denmark here, and this is another just for fun video. I'm making my pack lunch, or I should call it my pack dinner for tonight. Tonight I am going to my Swedish evening class. I'm learning Swedish. I've been doing that for a few seasons, and when I go to the class I have a little packed dinner that I can eat in the break. And the family, they will be fending for them. Well, they won't be fending for themselves because I've planned something for them to eat. But I was just about to make up my little dinner, and I thought I would show you how you pack a Danish lunch and like what the kids eat when they go to school and high school here. So I'm actually going to make my dinner plus something for the kids, and the kids are going to say, wow, you're the best mum ever, because normally they always make their own packed lunches, you know, in the evening once we've had dinner. When we're clearing up the kitchen, they make their packed lunch for the next day. So anyway, I've got my pinny on and I've already washed my hands, but I thought I would just film it for anybody who's interested. And I shall show you what we use in Denmark. So always, let me see if we come a wee bit closer. Come closer. There we are. We use a lot of rye bread. So I've got my rye bread here, and that's one sandwich and two. And actually for my son, I'm going to do one of his favourites, and I'll use a roll for that. And we also have rye bread rolls. Everything is very good for the digestion here, shall we say. So that's for him. My daughter and I, we will have the rye bread. Let me see, let me just get my items from the fridge. La 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 la. Here we are. Right. Okay, and right. Let's start off with my daughter's. And this is one of the items, if you saw me doing a decluttering here earlier today, this is one of the items that you will have seen. This is called Mackerel, and it's not something I like, but my mum from Scotland, she loves it. And it's tomato and mackerel all in one. And all I do is I just kind of use it to spread out on the bread. And if you've ever kind of worked with mackerel or any kind of these fish topping things, they always stink to high heaven. So try not to get it on my fingers. Right, that one can go back. You see, I just pop it on the bread, and then duke, sandwich, and I'll cut that. La-da-da. Voila, a Danish packed lunch thing. And let me get my Danish, you know, down below you'll have seen that I have aluminium foil and you know, cling wrap. The Danes are very, very, you know, they live green, and we're phasing out coal energy, and we've got tons of wind energy, and very green. So when you pack your lunches, if you are a new mum, you know, or new to Denmark, do not send your kids to nursery or to school with packed lunches wrapped in aluminium foil, because you will get the evil eye. You know, aluminium, it takes years for that stuff to break down. So the Danes have this paper, and please don't ask me where to get it, because I haven't seen it in any other country. It's like baking parchment, but you can't use it to bake. You've also got to be careful if you come here. Do not use, you know, buy this at the supermarket and think that it's greaseproof, because it's not greaseproof. But as I've said to you, I think before, you can write little notes on it, so it's quite nice back. So anyway, you tear off a little strip of that, and then you just wrap your lunch. There you are. And then, as I said, if you like, you can write a little note, lots of love from Mum, have a great day, or put in a little joke or something. So that's her one. Let me just wipe off this smelly knife. Right, I'm going to go for another Danish classic on my piece of bread for tonight, and that will be liver pate. The Danes eat tons and tons of this stuff. And kids who go to nursery, you know, from the age of 3, that will be their staple lunch, will be leverpostei, as it's called. Leverpostei or salami. Yeah, I have a lot of salami. And the same, I'm just going to do the same with this one. Liver pate. And then I'm going to add something a bit extra. Let me just grab my beetroot from the fridge. Here we are, whole biller, as they're called in Danish. Whole biller, which means red. Whole means red, and biller means beets. So any kind of beets are called biller. Fork. And I'm going to top my liver pate sandwich with some beetroot. Now, if you were serving these at home, because this is what we eat for lunch on a day-to-day basis. If you were serving these at home, this is how it would be on the plate, and you wouldn't put a lid on it. You know, it's a Danish smørrebrød doesn't have a lid on it. But because I'm eating this, or at my Swedish evening class, or my daughter's eating at school, it's easiest if you put a lid on it. Just cut that one in half, voila. And then it makes it easier to eat without getting your fingers, you know, into the beetroot. So that can go straight in the dishwasher. There we are. Hands washed. And again, we'll get out the paper. Really is great stuff, this paper. Right, that's my one. And let me just put away the beetroot. And the third one, oh yeah, for my son, I'm going to make him something a bit different. One of his favourite things is Danish meatball, which is called frikadelle. Say it with me, frikadelle. Or frikandelle is the French word for it, and it's any kind of, you know, meatball. And Danish, I'm just about sure, I'll get one from the freezer and you can see. Right, Danish meatballs, this is a frozen one. They are not round. Swedish meatballs are round, you know, you've seen the ones at IKEA. Köttbullar is what they're called. Köttbullar in Swedish. These Danish ones are more flat. See the shape? That's the typical shape of them. And my son loves frikadelle sandwich, and that is a meatball sandwich. And there are some key ingredients in that. And let me see, I just need to get some remoulade. I can put the stuff back in the fridge. Oh, actually, should I tell you what other things you can get? These are ready-made salads. So this is what we typically eat, you know, for lunch on a day-to-day basis. And at the weekend, we have a rye bread or the rye rolls. And you have, if you go to a Danish supermarket in the chill section, you will see all these different types of salads. So we have this one, which is hønsesalat, and as you can maybe see from the picture, basically it is chicken with mayonnaise and sometimes bits of bacon through it. That's really nice. You'll have your bog standard liver pate. This one has extra bacon in it. And if you were serving it, we eat this a lot at Christmas, Easter. You would serve hot liver pate, delicious, with hot mushrooms and hot bacon. Right. And this one is tunsalat. Doesn't need much explanation. It's a tuna salad. Same thing. It's tuna with vegetables and a mayonnaise mix. Oh, and then we have rullepølse. And a Rollapulse, this one is open, that's why it's in a little bag. This is what we were eating yesterday, is rolled pork. And I've actually made one of these at Christmas once. I've got a rolled pork press that my husband's brother made in carpentry class at school. And it is a pork joint which is rolled up, and inside the dark parts here, that is pepper and spices, and it's all rolled up, pressed and carved into thin slices. And you buy that also from the chill section at the supermarket. It's beside, you know, ham and bacon. And the other thing is, of course, salami. Danes make a lot of salami, and you'll often see that in a kids' packed lunch. Salami with remoulade, which I'm about to show you. Oh, and hold on, one of the other things, the kids don't really eat them anymore, but I like them, are these little cheese sticks, which are called lillebror, which means little brother, and the main name is called osterhaps, which are cheese snippets, shall we say. And I remember when my kids were small, they came in a different packaging from this, and they were impossible to open, and all the pedagogues at the nursery, they hated those things because they spent half their life trying to opening the little cheese nibbles from the kids. But anyway, now they have this really easy pack that you just pull it and out it pops. And I still like to eat these. And I know the cheese isn't fantastic, but I'm going to take one of those for me tonight. Like a bit of cheese, and I'll also take a handful of almonds. Right, that's my one. Okay, anyway, I was going to show you my son's, what I'm making for my son. And then here, just let me grab the other ingredient from the fridge, and I can put this one away. Right, so Danish meatball sandwich. I've taken this straight from the freezer. He won't be eating it until tomorrow. These packed lunches will go in the fridge until they're ready. It's solid, frozen solid at the moment. Just mind your fingers, but I find actually it's quite easy to get a nice slice it up. And I'm going to put a little bit of this remoulade, it's called, which is basically very finely chopped pickles and mayonnaise and cabbage and weird stuff. Anyway, it looks like this. And then I shall put on some of this. Get a spoon. And this is fried onions, cooked fried onions. A staple in Danish kitchens, we use them a lot. Okay. And if I was serving this, you know, to eat at lunchtime, I would put like the fried onions on the top, but and I don't want things falling out of a sandwich, so I've put them on top of the remoulade so it sticks. And then 2 pieces of meatball, and a wee bit more remoulade on the top. Ding dong, there we go. And then I'm just going to put the lid on the sandwich. And there you have a Danish frikadelle sandwich, a meatball sandwich. And same again, more paper. So I don't know what you're having for lunch, but this is typical Danish lunch for us. And to that, to their packed lunch, we'll add some fresh vegetables, you know, veggie sticks, you know, carrots, some peas and their pods, cucumber, baby tomatoes, and normally some kind of energy bar or a fruit bar, you know, a fig bar, something like that, or a handful of raisins. As I said, I like to take a handful of almonds, and that is basically what a Danish packed lunch looks like. So anyway, that is me. I'm going to finish getting my one ready tonight, and I shall see you very soon. So this is Diane in Denmark signing off from wonderful Copenhagen. if you're ever in Copenhagen, make sure to try the open sandwiches. Brilliant stuff and very healthy. Okay, bye for now.